The evacuation of Dunkirk, known as Operation Dynamo, is a crucial military operation in the war we live in. It took place between May 26 and June 4, 1940. As German forces advanced into France and the Netherlands, the British Expeditionary Force, along with French and Belgian troops, found themselves trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk, a port city in northern France near the Belgian border. Surrounded by the advancing German army, the Allied forces faced the imminent threat of destruction or capture. The British government, led by Prime Minister Winston Churchill, called for an exceptional evacuation effort. Despite the difficult conditions, the Royal Navy, along with civilian ships, launched a daring rescue operation. Over the course of 9 days, more than 330,000 soldiers, mainly British but also French and Belgian, were evacuated from Dunkirk to Great Britain, using a variety of vessels ranging from military destroyers to civilian fishing boats and pleasure yachts.
On May 10, 1940, the German military launched its offensive against Netherlands, Belgium, and France, in what would become known as the Battle of France. German forces moved with remarkable speed, pushing through Belgium and northern France with relentless momentum. Their objective was to quickly reach the coast of the English Channel, effectively cutting off and surrounding the bulk of the Allied forces in the northern France. By May 20, German troops achieved these goals, reaching the Channel and trapping hundreds of thousands of Allied soldiers, British, French, and Belgian, in a pocket along the northern French coast. Faced with no other options, the Allied forces began to withdraw toward Dunkirk, hoping to secure a last chance at evacuation across the Channel to Britain. On May 26, the retreat intensified as the German advance closed in. The Allied forces, now cornered around Dunkirk, faced the daunting reality that they could only escape by sea. It was then the Operation Dynamo was launched, a massive evacuation effort designed to bring the stranded troops to safety.
From May 27th, a remarkable flotilla of naval vessels, merchant ships, fishing boats and even small civilian craft from Britain began crossing the Channel under fire, brand intense bombardments and challenging conditions. Despite the overwhelming odds, this rescue continued for over a week, saving the lives of around 330,000 troops. By June 4, Operation Dynamo came to an end, with most of the surviving Allied soldiers successfully evacuated. While Dunkirk is technically a retreat, the evacuation is becoming a symbol of resilience, underscoring the Allies' determination to persevere. This successful operation required a spectacular organization in little time, and it is largely used as a symbol of resilience and courage in the medias. Churchill, in his speech at the Commune Chamber, described it as a miracle of deliverance.
A miracle of deliverance achieved by valor, by perseverance, by perfect discipline, by faultless service, by resource, by skill, by unconquerable fidelity, is manifest to us all.
Indeed, this operation should strengthen the resolve of the Allied forces. However, although many soldiers were evacuated, more than 40,000 were captured by the enemy, and much of the equipment was left on the shore, as they needed to escape fast. Allied forces are weakened by this loss. It contributes to France's vulnerability, which could lead to an armistice between France and Germany. Indeed, the Battle of Dunkirk is part of the Battle of France, which has started on 10 May 1840.
While the Battle of Dunkirk marked a military defeat for the Allies against Germany, Operation Dynamo, carried out between May 26 and June 4, 1940, was a strategic success. Nearly 340,000 British and French soldiers were evacuated to England. This saved a large part of the Allied forces, which would otherwise have been wiped out. These evacuated troops were later from the bases of the armies that freed Europe in 1944. The evacuation strengthened the United Kingdom's resolve thanks to Winston Churchill's famous speech, "We will never surrender." But, on the other part, it left France weakened, paving the way for the German occupation in June 1940. Franco-British cooperation was also affected, with growing tensions in the face of the French surrenderness. Dunkirk was almost entirely destroyed by bombing, leaving thousands of civilians homeless. The port infrastructure, vital for the local economy, was reduced to rumble, affecting the region well beyond the war. To put it in a nutshell, the evacuation of Dunkirk was a turning point, a symbol of resilience for the Allies, but also a defining event in the collapse of France.